Well, they had to stretch it out a few more minutes so they could get MJF in the ring at the top of the 9 o'clock hour. That was the reason for the promo. And they made sure he was in the ring because they started him at 8:56 p.m. Eastern. And this was the only thing on the program that woke the people up in the arena, to be honest, as well as us poor, beleaguered television viewers. The fans were all over him. They chanted, "asshole." And he said, at one point in time not long ago, these schmucks used to love me. And they're chanting, "Shut the up." Yeah, this guy needed to be the top babyface. Remember that? Oh, they'll never boo you again. So he's in the ring. He takes up the space at the same time while being blasé about it. He uses the handheld some, but then he speaks to the people in the arena as well as the people at home. I wish he would say sport instead of business. Every time he said the reason why people get in this business. It's not fucking, selling used cars. It's if you just say reason why people get in this sport is to be the champion. Doesn't make any difference. Nobody's going to set the seats on fire, but it sounds better. Anyway, the show needed this because the fans were into it. He did a good promo. He was selling the main event at the pay-per-view. A 60-minute Iron Man match will be a challenge. Danielson's the best guy to have it with. We'll see what happens. But he did the promo, and then he brought out Bryan Danielson's former mentor, Christopher Daniels. And they do the deal where MJF says, "I want you to tell the truth about Bryan Danielson." And immediately Daniels rolls over on him and says, "Hey, MJF gave me this ridiculous amount of cash money in this envelope to knock Bryan Danielson on TV, but I'm not going to do it. The truth is, Bryan Danielson's this and that. He's better than you." Does the whole promo. And finally he says, "Danielson's going to knock your dick in the dirt." And I wish Chris had been that good of a talker when we had him in TNA, but this was a good promo. He was at a couple of times he was turning kind of awkwardly to the handheld behind him instead of paying attention to MJF at that point. But basically the bottom line was that's why you hate Bryan Danielson, MJF, because it's everything you say about him, it's you're a fraud. And then MJF slaps the microphone away from him and they have a heated face-to-face, and Daniels tries to walk away and MJF grabs him and Daniels hits him with a perfect slap. Perfect. And MJF immediately kicks him in the balls and puts the arm bar on him. And as he's cranking the arm, then Danielson hits the ring and MJF powders no contact, which was perfect also. So I would just as soon have seen that for 12 minutes or whatever and called it a day without the rest of this program being on either side of it. But I think they got the point across there. What'd you think?
I thought MJF was good. Apparently, during the commercial, he was really on fire with the people in the building. I wasn't crazy about Christopher Daniels here. It felt hoky's not the word. I just didn't believe him. And he comes right out there and immediately goes right to the thing. And I don't know. I didn't like Christopher Daniels' performance here. And plus, we know Danielson was just in the back the whole time waiting.
Yeah.
Why didn't he come out there and smack MJF?
Why did he come out and back poor Chris up before the cause was lost? I can see what you're saying, but while obviously the premise of this thing was kind of hokey and that Chris wouldn't have come out and taken the money, but then come out and blah, blah, blah. But since it was people talented at something, saying something that I gave a shit about in the middle of this program, it shined like a bright beacon of light in a fog-shrouded harbor compared to the rest of the program. So maybe I'm just being too kind.
But, the other problem is this feud. This is not the Danielson of several years ago. In the ring, he's great. If you like those kind of matches especially, because I feel like he's doing a lot of the same things over and over for me. But I've liked a few of his matches. The Roosh one I really liked.
He's not talking for himself anymore, though, is he? Really?
Is he talking? He barely talks when he
barely
does.
Talks.
Is he talking you into this match? He's not talking me into this match. Whatever they did with Regal, that's all gone. That did nothing to talk us into this feud or this match. He ran out there and did this. He's beaten multiple guys like every MJF opponent has. I think MJF's doing a great job, and he's maybe one of the very few people on that entire roster you could say that about right now. The big issue I have going into this pay-per-view, I'm interested in seeing the match, but I don't think angle-wise or booking-wise enough's been done to make people care that MJF's about to wrestle Bryan Danielson.
It's the same flavor of thing they've been doing. Okay, beat all these other heels and then you get the match and blah, blah, blah. Danielson was taking over the ring and cutting these long promos, what, year and a half ago?
Yeah, year and a half ago. Yeah.